continues this dangerous driving.
Okay.
It really,
oh my god.
Sorry, stand by, guys.
Woo!
It just really.
Oh, I'm
it's
getting
scary.
dizzy.
Yeah, a couple of stop signs there that he just ran a pedestrian. You saw that person in the road that he went right by. Now he's on the wrong side of the road trying to go around this.
Who is that? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, fucking shit. Yo, you gotta be careful, dude.
Over onto Imperial Highway, you can see him cutting off that cross traffic. A really wild move right there as he makes his way now westbound on Imperial Highway. He's
going to the strip club.
We'll see if he finds an opportunity to get on the freeway. You know, he's going to a McDonald's parking lot. Another parking lot. No real reason to cut through here. He had Imperial Highway basically to himself, coming around the wrong way through the drive-through to come out onto Hawthorne Boulevard, now northbound Hawthorne Boulevard here, as he continues to meander through here. Again, to your point, David, these all really appear to be last-minute random decisions. And look at him
It's
just weaving across
Suavecito.
these surface streets.
Because he was fighting with fucking Delilah and talking shit about Brina, so now he's trying to fucking escape. No, I'm just
creating a
kidding.
hazard for himself and for everybody around him. But there's really no pressure. You can't overestimate just how reckless this is and how senseless it is, because there's just
It's some
nobody
crazy guy.
that's really impregnated him. Again, unless he's putting on a show for somebody else, if he's streaming this or if he's enjoying tracking himself
my
online,
God.
you just don't know what is the mental capacity of this driver.
Yeah, we've seen that before. People live streaming during the chase like that. You wonder if he's just trying to get away from the helicopters. You've seen he could evade that.
Or just get attention and knowing that
Wait, is that
maybe if he
Hollywood?
is busted eventually, then he's gonna go to jail when he gets his last hurrah. But either way, it's dangerous for everybody around.
Oh my god, that is fucking crazy.
Exactly
Oh
right.
my
Now
fucking
making a
god.
right turn, high speeds, and the oncoming lanes of traffic down Lenox Boulevard, and now he's
Oh,
really ramping
shit,
things
please
up
don't
here
fucking crash
through
into
the
somebody.
LAX area. He's actually traveling away from LAX. We're going to cross over the freeway here in just
Oh,
a minute.
fuck,
and you
he's
can
going
see
to
him
fucking
now speeding,
LAX?
Going the wrong
Yo,
way on
that's
Lenox
fucking
Boulevard.
crazy.
And right now you can see there's nobody coming in his direction, but that could change on a dime here. Now coming southbound.
Oh,
Southbound Prairie,
fucking
off of Lenox
shit,
around.
dude.
All of that traffic at 108th Street, continuing now southbound on Prairie Avenue. Now he's doing a circle in this area. He's going to complete a giant loop as he approaches the 105 freeway. He's going to come back towards Imperial Highway.
Sebastian.
Once again, as you can see him coming back towards us, we are looking north. He's traveling southbound along Prairie Avenue,
what
and
the
you now
fuck?
see the windshield wipers coming on.
is
So
that?
what's going on in his head is really an open question mark. Is he under the influence? Is he?
Oh, no. Oh, no, don't hit nobody. Oh, my fucking
Nothing here is making any sense. Look at these wild.
Oh
turn.
my gosh,
Sorry,
dude, this guy is
wild
fucking
turn there,
crazy.
For no reason at all. That helicopter right there is the only law enforcement that has eyes on this suspect.
Yeah, he just barely just missed clipping that car that was taking a left-hand turn, not seeing him because that turn was protected. So this could end in a bad way pretty soon. There you
Oh,
see
the
a CHP
helicopter.
officer, the helicopter. That's a great shot.
Driving the wrong
Oh,
that car.
Yeah, oncoming
Oh
lanes
my
there. You
God,
see some almost a head-on collision there for a second. Now he's back onto Yukon Avenue, going back in the northbound direction. And this is getting
he's going
scarier
wrong
by the
way.
minute. You have
Dude,
no idea what is going through his
please
head.
don't
We see
hit
a lot of
nobody.
random decisions
Fucking
being made
piece
here
of
for
shit.
no
Don't
good
hit
reason
nobody.
whatsoever. And I can't believe that we aren't seeing any. Look at that. Just a really close call there. At least the third or fourth close call in the last couple of minutes here. There's a bicyclist about to cross over 111th there. He's continuing northbound Yukon through that red light. Now he's just really not obeying any of these signs, lights. Forget about it. He is off. I mean, he is off on his own here. He's really. This is just so scary because I can't remember a pursuit where we've seen such reckless driving without any law enforcement even posing a threat to pull him over. I mean, this is so senseless that you just can't imagine why he'd be, doing this. I mean, he's going to get himself hurt.
You don't see any units anywhere near there. I mean, I don't see any. So it doesn't look like they're even kind of staging to prepare to take this guy down. So he's just flat out there all by himself. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly right. Approaching Century Boulevard there, northbound Yukon, through another red light there approaching Century. He's right by SoFi Stadium. He's back in the correct lanes of traffic. But you can see this Friday afternoon, all of the pedestrians that we have seen out and about. It's a beautiful afternoon,
piece
and
of
it's
shit.
just shy of rush hour. You can see he's got this road to himself, but traffic is going to pick up here if he decides to get on the freeway. In fact, even on the 405, he was encountering a little bit of traffic, and that may be why he decided to pull off. Now he's pulling off of Century Boulevard.
Oh, what's up, Jersey girl? We got another
off of
chase.
Century back onto Yukon Avenue. If they had units in the area, you can imagine a scenario where that might even be.
It's
the same
LA.
target. He might
Bunch
even
of
be
crazy
the same
people.
target.
There's always a chase in
That's a
LA.
Costco. It's a different shopping center. But not far. He's close to that target. He's now in a Costco shopping center. And if they had units in the area,
shit,
it's a great opportunity to set up for a spike strip. But look at this wild driving through the empty packed parking lot, I should say, with lots of people walking around. You can see him trying to come out the other side here. He's going to end up back on Yukon. He's doing a circle around this Costco.
Oh, what the fuck is he doing? What the hell's wrong with him?
Coming out on the Yukon,
Oh,
Yukon
shit.
Avenue, guys.
It's almost illogical the way he's driving right now because nobody's pursuing him, yet he's jumping a curb, going over a bush, flying through a Costco parking lot with lots of pedestrians all over the place. It's
Oh,
almost
no,
like
no, no,
someone's
no, no,
riding
no.
his tail, but nobody is there. He's all by himself. It's really incredible to watch his recklessness, and that's one of the
Man,
things
he's
I
probably
wonder
been
what you
doing
have to
some
contemplate in order
drugs
to
or
decide
something
whether
like
to
that.
bring this guy, to try to arrest this guy because it's so dangerous.
I mean, after a while, you have no choice. You know, there was a clear decision made earlier on, especially by the sheriff's department, to just let this go. Besides the fact that they knew it was a stolen vehicle, he really wasn't driving that unsafe. And that all changed in the last 10 minutes. We are watching an entirely different pursuit than how this all started. There was a pursuit under the LAPD jurisdiction for a short time, and then they handed it off.
Oh,
to the
no, no, no,
sheriff.
no. Oh,
Helicopter
fucking
was watching this guy
shit,
for
dude.
a
He
while,
almost
and
hit that
eventually
guy.
They decided, you know what? This is just not worth
Oh,
it. They
he
handed it
is
off
crazy.
to the CHP to watch from above.
Oh, the
So
sidewalk.
this
What the
entire time that we have
fuck?
been on the air. This wasn't pursuit.
Why is he on the
by
sidewalk?
LAPD, but that is at least a half hour ago. And now we are watching, again, a much more dangerous situation as he tries to weave through traffic here. All of these drivers that you see on this busy Crenshaw Boulevard are unsuspecting of what's coming up behind them. Look at this.
Oh,
he is really
gosh.
moving the needle here, coming so close within inches of some of these innocent motorists.
Oh, no,
The
fuck.
big question here is why? Why is he doing this, and why is he continuing this joyride? You know, you just can't get into the head of some of these guys. You can speculate all you want, but sometimes there really is just no rationale for what we're seeing here.
Chris, it is hard to watch this because we know so many people are being put in
Yeah.
danger. This is Giovanna Lotta, Eyewitness News at 5 p.m. starting now. I'm still alongside David Olo. And I've been watching this and
It's
watching the coverage
Jeepers.
of this, Chris
Jeepers
David,
and
wow,
his
this
homeboy
guy
Theo
is
John
really
Humphrey.
dangerous.
Look at this.
Desperate
Oh,
to get away.
But where is he going? And who is he running from? That's what makes it so intriguing. He's so dangerous to himself and everybody else. Yet nobody is
Gosh,
on
he
his
probably
tail.
stole
I mean,
something.
You
I
wonder
don't
if he
know.
could probably just stop the car and walk away. Nobody is around to arrest him. But
That's
he's not
exactly
doing that.
right. That's exactly right. He could absolutely walk away from this if he wanted to. But
Oh,
instead,
my
the moves
gosh.
he's pulling here, it's almost as if he's living out some video game fantasy. I mean, that's what this is like. I mean,
It
look at
does
the
look
speeds
like
he's
a
doing.
video
He's
game.
about 65 miles per hour
Oh, my
down 108th Street here in South LA. We are in Inglewood, and he is driving like a madman through these very narrow surface streets, coming very close to oncoming traffic here, all for nothing. I mean, really, there's just no, I can't make any sense out of this, but he must be having the time of his life because he is continuing to make really erratic moves for no apparent reason whatsoever.
Yeah, we often skirt by. We see these pursuits that are so dangerous. We always, at the end of it, say it's remarkable that nobody got hurt, that that person didn't create more damage, or casualties than often happen. But one of these
Wait,
days,
what is
we're
he
not going to say
doing?
that this could
The
be it.
fuck?
If this guy continues to drive the way he's driving, flying through red lights, wrong side of the road, stop signs, in the middle of rush hour, The time is limited on him surviving this and the community surviving this. Something tragic's going to happen.
The longer it goes, the risk just increases. And we do have some video of some of the close calls from this pursuit. I don't know if that's ready for us to share with our viewers, but there have been several close calls.
look at this.
Oh, Randy's.
He was running stop signs, just that right there, driving against traffic, weaving in and out of lanes. Do we have that video ready yet? No. It's coming apparently, and David maybe.
David and Giovanni, this really highlights the catch-22 that law enforcement is faced with here, because the reason they don't continue the pursuit, the reason they pull back and they decide to let some of these guys go is because of the dangerous nature, because of the liability that they are faced with. If somebody gets hurt, there's a major lawsuit, and all of a sudden the department has to spill out millions of dollars. On the other hand, when they pull back and the driving continues at this dangerous pace, they have no choice but to get involved, and then again the likelihood of somebody getting hurt goes up dramatically. Either way, it is such a dangerous game of cat and mouse that they don't want to play it. They don't have to play it, but in a situation like this, sometimes they're left with no choice, and that's what we're seeing here, where you have multiple law enforcement agencies that are looking at this, weighing out the pros and the cons, and trying to figure out, is it worth it? Is it worth it to the pedestrians and the motorists on the road there? Is it worth it to put the department in that liability? Or is it, there's no right or wrong answer sometimes. It's really a judgment call on the part of the supervisors and the watch commanders to decide when to pursue these vehicles and when to pull back. And each agency in the metro area has a different policy, by the way. So these are not easy cut and dry decisions, but you see a driver like this with nobody behind him and the kind of driving that we're seeing, and it becomes a much scarier proposition.
And for people who are just joining us, can you explain why this pursuit, or why it was initiated in the beginning?
He made a U-turn as he's continuing south. And so, yeah, this all started, I think, in the Compton area, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, it may have started a little further north. LAPD initially tried to pull this driver over because he was wanted for GTA. This is a Grand Theft Auto suspect. That white Kia believed to be stolen. He's made a turn onto 90th. We're going to try and track him here. We're going around LAX's airspace, so just part of the wide shot while we try and triangulate here up the 110 freeway.
Oh, what's up?
Trying to find the suspect as he kind of zigzags through South LA. But it started in LAPD.
Yeah, what's up,
jurisdiction.
WTF? What's up?
Tracked him down to the Compton, Lakewood area. Eventually, the sheriff's department took it over.
Yo, I think they lost
and
him.
Then they decided to pull back. They said,
That was
this
earlier.
is just not worth it. So they decided, even though it's a stolen vehicle,
Oh, there he is. There he
the
is.
driving was safe enough that he wasn't posing a major risk. They just decided it wasn't worth it. And that has changed completely in the last few minutes since we have been on the air. We are watching a much different situation play out here, such that if this continues at this pace and at these speeds with this kind of driving, somebody will get hurt. And so they're faced with an impossible decision. Again, he's going the correct way here. Is on a very narrow street here. He's now paralleling the 110 freeway. Maybe looking for an opportunity to get back on the freeway. But this is one of those situations, guys, where if he's going to do anything right now, we would love to see him end up on the freeway. That would be the best case for everybody, because it's just a safer situation. You don't have pedestrians. You don't have so many other variables where somebody can, obviously people can get hurt in any, either way. Now he's under the freeway, under the 110 freeway. We'll see. He's coming out the other side. He's now coming out on the west side. He's westbound. Did he just go?
I didn't see him come out. Maybe he's stopping under the
Did he not
freeway.
come out? Is he still under?
He's still
He
under.
might be.
We've seen
Oldest trick in the book. Oldest trick in the book. If he decides to dump the vehicle under that freeway and walk out, we'll see if he comes out. There he is. There he is. He's going the wrong way.
Oh,
This is a
hell
super
no. He's
street.
going the wrong way.
This is a street that
Fuck.
parallels the 110 freeway. It's a very narrow service street, and you can see if he's going to come up on. He's going to be forced to make the left here. This is there's a few dead ends over here, so if he doesn't know where he's going, he could end up locked into a cul-de-sac or something like that. He's got the window down. He's got the visor down. So you really can't see it, but he still has those windshield wipers. It looks like he might be on the phone.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yes. He's holding it.
That's probably why he hasn't stopped those windshield wipers from going, because his hands are occupied. One's on the steering wheel, the other one's on his phone. And yeah,
You might be able to see better than me, David. Is he looking at the phone or is he
on and off.
He looks like he's moving. I don't know if that's.
The first shot, the one where we got
No,
a good
that's
shot, he was
crazy.
definitely thumbing something on his phone, and trying to steer at the same time.
94th and Main Street, crossing Main, down 94th, continuing. Look at the damage there on the passenger side, and it almost makes you wonder
Oh,
whether that was there or whether he has done that. Most likely, I'm going to go out on a limb. This is purely a guess. Probably an impact that he made during the course of this pursuit, but for all I know, I mean, this was, again, that's not his vehicle, so we just don't know. But the driving that we've seen here, we've seen so many close calls. We just haven't made an actual visual of him actually coming in contact with any other vehicles, but he's continuing these random turns now in an entirely different neighborhood, where in the Southwest Division of LAPD's jurisdiction, just to the west of the 110 freeway, still, Southeast Division, I should say, Southeast, pardon me. Still, though, no sign of any black and whites, but what you do see here is a lot of people crossing the road, going about their day without any anticipation of this guy.
Oh,
These narrow
focus.
streets here, once again, crossing Avalon Boulevard with cross traffic, continuing to speed through these residential neighborhoods. And I really, at this point, you just hope he runs out of gas at this point.
We're all on edge, Chris, right? But I did want to ask you, so no black and whites tailing him, but what about the chopper?
Oh,
Is there
no,
law enforcement chopper overhead?
Yeah, California Highway Patrol still has eyes on him. They are still calling out the location. And back at dispatch, there is back at the station, somebody is watching and ready to make that decision. You have multiple jurisdictions, though. You have California Highway Patrol. They're watching this very carefully. They have a helicopter over the pursuit over this suspect. You also have LA County Sheriff's Department with their own decision makers at the helm. They're watching it go through their jurisdiction. And then you have LAPD, who's watching this madman drive through the streets of Southeast LA in LAPD's jurisdiction. So you have any number of agencies here, on top of some of the smaller ones that we've traveled through, like Inglewood just a moment ago, where anybody can make the decision to engage with the suspect, get units in the area, try and set up for a spike strip if they have the opportunity. There you see, he's rolled up that window, he's got the phone in his hand, the phone in his right hand, using his left hand to steer the vehicle, making wild, random turns, continuing as he goes over the double yellow lines here, a whole line of traffic on 92nd Street at a red light. And you can see traffic is starting to pick up here as he makes his way down, going the wrong way.
Oh, no, fuck.
Folks pulling over to make way for this guy as he continues to speed through Southeast LA.
Yo, he's crazy.
Without anybody's safety in mind here. This is just so dangerous.
And traffic is only
Oh
going to
my
get worse
God.
since just a few minutes after 5 p.m. on a Friday. A lot more people will be hitting the roads in their cars on their commute home.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally he's found some empty roads, but overall, there's a lot of traffic out on this Friday afternoon, and you can see him occasionally countering that traffic. And in this position, he's actually forced to stop.
Shit, what the fuck is he gonna do?
Middle of the street.
They're very identified. Answer the jersey shirt or whatever. And she's not gonna. She's not gonna run to the jersey shirt or whatever. And she's not gonna. She's not gonna run too fast. I mean, she's already kind of getting gas.
Hey, that's your girlfriend, man.
You can tell she's really tired.
That's the ironic thing about it. She thinks she's just. What is she trying to do here?
She's hitchhiking.
Stop.
A hitchhiking,
Come on.
carjacking.
Come on. Really?
What is she
This is
doing?
unbelievable. This is out of control. I mean, what is she going to do? She has no idea how many eyes are on here, on her. She thinks she's going for a Friday afternoon stroll down Compton Avenue. She's about to be.
Oh, she's in Compton. Yo, that's
really
crazy.
awoken here if she continues. If she tries to hitchhike or carjack somebody, this is going to take a much different turn. Look at her stopping traffic, trying to get a ride, looking at her hands, trying to beg for a ride, as she continues. Walking up Compton, this is unbelievable. This might be a first. To see a pursuit suspect then get out of the car and then try to hitchhike.
Did she not hear the choppers?
Well, Well, she's
Oh, she
probably
must.
yeah,
She must.
multiple choppers, and but you know, I'm so fascinated to see if
how
law
this
enforcement decides to pick this person up, or is she just going to walk and walk and walk? Where is she from? What's her story? No.
Well, she's had plenty of opportunities to hide. She can easily, find private property where she can
Yo,
hide.
where's
She's
she
not making any
going?
attempt to hide. She's sticking with the sidewalk here, just trying to. I mean, who knows where she is? I doubt she knows where she is.
It's Julie,
to be
and I'm
honest with you, but
scared.
I could be wrong. But she's really looking for a ride. I mean, she's desperate for a ride, and I just don't think she understands how many eyes are on her. But she's still continuing to try and wave down other motorists. It's not going to be long. I know it seems like it's taking forever, but there are officers on the
Oh,
way
look at
over here,
that.
and it seems like it's we're mere seconds or minutes away from somebody pulling up here with lights and sirens flashing. But right now,
There's people there. I wonder if they know what's
Right. We have seen signs that there are people watching this, and we saw a couple of guys just a few minutes ago on an intersection that's.
LAPD Southeast units, I believe, said a minute ago, it seems like it's taking forever, but they are aware of this. They are watching this live on ABC7, and they are clearly aware.
Yeah, she
of
will
her
get
movement.
caught.
They are trying to get units into position here as she continues to hustle. 100th Street, she's got the phone still in her hand, a backpack and another bag, and she starts to pick up the pace once
Oh,
again
shit.
here down Compton Avenue, and again, not venturing into any private property. She's sticking with a public sidewalk, which tells me that she's not really making a big effort to hide. She's had plenty of opportunities to hide in a way that we would never find her, and law enforcement would lose track of her. That's not the situation here. But what I am curious to see is, as this pursuit starts to go viral on the internet, at what point do we start to see other people? There's somebody right there with a phone.
Video.
See, there are already people that just
Yeah, so like when the cops get there, they're just gonna get her. They're probably gonna tase her or something like that, but they're gonna get her, yeah.
I'm sorry, Joanna.
she's on private property now.
She is now in an apartment. Yeah. In an apartment complex. Looks like these are two apartment buildings. She's in between the two, and CHP with eyes on her here. We'll see if she
might have ducked in.
She might have walked into one of these parking garages.
Oh, that was earlier.
Or one of these carports. I don't think she came out the other side. They lost her. They lost her inside, in between these two apartment buildings.
She could have knocked on someone's door.
She's hanging out in the shade. That's a parking garage right there. So
Yeah.
she might be hanging in there.
Look at these people. See, these people know exactly who she is.
Oh, yeah, they're all
and
there.
everybody is watching on their phone here, trying to catch a glimpse. They're watching online. They're trying to record it. But she is somewhere in this vicinity, and they are now in a position, now that she's on foot, they should be able to lock down this apartment complex, or at least this one square block. However, it's been at least 5 minutes. Maybe I'm losing track of time, maybe even more, and we still see no sign of LAPD. We know they're on the way, but right now, no sign of LAPD, as this woman has more and more time to hide, whether she's just getting some shade or taking a rest. Like you said, David, good possibility there. She can just take a breather inside the carport undercover and wait this out.
She could be hiding under a car, and we don't know what the strategy is for law enforcement. They may know who she is. A lot we don't know yet.
Well, behavior alone, she's still a threat. She could be dangerous. Now she's
right.
hanging out in this property here. We don't know where she is or if she's trying to get into somebody's place. And there's a CHP helicopter that's been watching her as well. They know where she is. There's an approximation at least, and from that they could track her down. But to state the obvious, the good news is she jumped out of the car. That's when she was the most dangerous.
That's when she was
most dangerous now.
Right, exactly right. I don't think they know who she is because for all of this pursuit, they've been referring to her as a he, and so I think they were just a surprise when she stepped out of the vehicle. This was a stolen vehicle, a stolen Kia Soul. Not sure where it was stolen, but her actions here. Well, you're right, David. I mean, she's really, now that that car is abandoned, she is not a threat, not as much of a threat, anyways, as she was earlier. And now there is a belief that she is indeed hiding out in that carport, likely the one on the right there, but I'm not sure. There's two buildings there with two separate carports, and she is somewhere in this vicinity.
The guy in the
And it's
scooter.
possible that all of these pedestrians we're seeing.
Oh, is he
calling
talking to her?
911 and letting authorities know.
Yo, I think he's talking
that
to
she
her.
is at that property.
He's like, could I get
Is
your
this guy
autograph?
talking to somebody? I don't see anybody he's talking to.
He's-
Is it
oh,
possible that
should be-
somebody's over there?
should be-
He's talking to somebody.
He's talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's her,
He's
dude.
talking to
I think he's talking to her.
Oh, maybe he's just talking into
I'm
his
sorry.
phone while he's looking for
Yeah.
her.
Got it. Yeah, we're going to try and come around the other side here, see what's on
Crazy
the other side of
people.
that fence. He was talking to somebody. I don't know if it's her, but he was talking to somebody near that dumpster. And who knows at this point if she's, I mean, it's just impossible to see. We can't tell, exactly where she is, but he appeared to be communicating with somebody behind that fence.
Yeah. Well, this has really been a fascinating pursuit. I mean, we took it with some question
Front
as
of the
to.
building. Front of the building. All right, somebody's got eyes on her in the front of the building. That's going to be the California Highway Patrol helicopter who has made eyes on the suspect. She's apparently changed clothes.
Yeah,
She's
she
changed clothes. Oh, same clothes. Sorry, I'm sorry. Same clothes. She's in the same. I'm sorry. I'm getting conflicting information. She's in the same clothes now, and hopefully we'll catch a glimpse of her here on the front of the building. Look at the crowd.
It is who I be. He was fucking talking crap about Delilah and Brina. So I guess Delilah,
People are pointing at
she
her.
was just like, I'm gonna punch you, and he fucking
Oh, are they trying
went
to
and
get
stole
the
the
attention of
freaking
the-
car. And I'm
There's no
scared.
sign of any law enforcement here. I just have to reiterate what we're watching here.
Yo,
is
where
that
is she?
I'm closer to 10 minutes now, where there is no sign of law enforcement. We heard that LAPD Southeast units were on the way out here, but quite frankly, guys, I can't tell you I'd be surprised if they just abandoned this. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they are very quick to let these go. If there's not an immediate danger to the public, and we don't feel like it's what they have. We don't know that, but they have other business. They have other calls coming in, 911, ringing off the hook left and right. If a woman who's no longer in that stolen vehicle is just walking around South LA, it becomes here they come.
Oh,
LAPD
shit.
Southeast units. I'm sorry, CHP, Highway Patrol and LAPD. LAPD and CHP, two separate black and whites, now pulling up to this apartment building. And
I know, right?
if they can get eyes on her, they'll be in a better position here. Otherwise, they're going to need more units to lock down this area and try and corner her. But at least there are units here. CHP and LAPD both responding out here to the end of this pursuit.
But look at how casually everyone else is walking around. Well, that makes me a little nervous. I don't know.
Hopefully they can help direct them to where they think she is. I just kind of, I kind of think that she still should be seen as a threat because when it comes to her behavior during the driving and also, I mean, who knows what her mental state is, and if she's now trying to hang out in somebody's private property, trying to hide out, that could be tricky. So he's going to go check this out.
Oh shit.
So he's moving a little quicker. Maybe he sees something. Maybe he doesn't. He's definitely spoken to a few witnesses down there, and now you see that CHP officer heading back down that alleyway in the same direction that we were trying to find her earlier. So somewhere in between these buildings here, somebody has made eyes on her, and as far as we can tell, she hasn't moved over to a different property. I think she's probably still hiding out near this parking garage. I imagine if we stay here long enough, this officer will eventually bring her back out to the street if he finds her. But yeah, you can see the crowd here. Everybody over here seems to be well aware of who she is just based on what they're seeing on their phones and online.
Yeah. I'm just so curious to see where she is or if she actually was able to get into somebody's home from underneath there. And there's probably a lot of places that she could be hiding as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hiding spots here. She is on private properties, or she is trespassing. But again, when we talk about those petty crimes, was that the officer?
Yeah, it looked like he was looking around the back of the other.
He's looking around. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of, when you talk about some of the, all of the traffic infractions and the training charge, I mean, these are all relatively petty misdemeanors relative to the actual theft of the automobile. But other than that, guys, it's going to be probably a mental health situation at the end of the day. But right now, you can see there's an LAPD officer in front, a CHP officer in the back. They are trying to track her down.
Yeah, this could be something that takes a while. So I don't know if there are other units showing up or if it's going to be left to these two officers to kind of assess and get out. But I hope everybody in that apartment building can at least assess their own property so they know that she's not intruding on them, because there's law enforcement right there that can help out if she is.
All right, so I'm being told that CHP may have her. The officer, the CHP officer who was walking through there, may have her. Whether he has the right person
maybe.
is yet to be, yet to be seen here. No, there he is. He's coming back out empty-handed here. So we had heard a report that CHP possibly had somebody in custody, but now you can see him coming around the building here, talking into his radio. He's got his hand on his weapon. And still trying to find her now, perhaps possibly inside this building. Additional CHP officers running in there now. Private security, LAPD, CHP, all walking through that doorway. Maybe they have eyes on her, but we did have a report just a few seconds ago that CHP possibly had somebody in custody.
Okay, so this is coming close. I guess it's reassuring to see that they are quickly moving, so that it looks like that they at least know an approximation of where she might be. Somebody might have told them where she is, and then so they're quickly running to where that is. Hopefully they'll get her. More
LAPD units pulling in here. You can see them continuing. Yeah, back up now, arriving, going through that doorway. Again, I want to just kind of caution, even though we have a report that somebody's in custody, many of these situations sometimes end up with a mistaken identity because the officers on the ground don't have as clear a description as we do. We've been watching her for the last, however many minutes, so we know exactly what she looks like. But those officers on the ground may, maybe rounding up some people who they have, a suspicion of, but not positive identity. So we'll see. They may have somebody in custody. We'll see if it's the right woman, presumably inside the building, as we've seen now a number of officers walk through that doorway.
Yeah, and perhaps the local security guard. I think you mentioned there was local security there. Maybe they.
It looked like a private. Yeah, there was somebody in a white shirt that looked like private security. We know we saw LAPD go in there and several CHP officers. So I'm getting more reports that we are getting confirmation now. Somebody is in custody. I think we'll find out here in short order whether it is indeed the right suspect, but somebody is being taken into custody as we speak.
And obviously authorities don't believe that she's dangerous, that she's not armed, because they're allowing people to walk around. They're not establishing a perimeter to protect people. They're not telling people to stand back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I think, they want to keep the crowd back for sure. They obviously have a better idea now. They're focusing on that doorway. So inside, I'm sure they are keeping people away. We don't see that crime scene being established just yet. But at the end of the day, again, they're going to, if they do indeed find her, it won't exactly be a large crime scene. They will take her into custody and figure out what the situation is. But they are calling in for backup. There is a little bit of crowd control. They want to keep people back just in case things go sideways. Absolutely, Giovanna. But it does appear from everything we're hearing that somebody is being taken into custody, and now you can see that LAPD officer in a much more relaxed stance in front of the building.
And
some more
there
residents
she.
coming out
Wait,
here.
no, that's
Again,
not her.
a
What
lot
the
of
fuck?
commotion. You have a number of helicopters overhead, a number of law enforcement vehicles surrounding the building, and so any second now, I think we'll have our answer. But it does indeed seem like they do indeed have it.
All right, so we're debating on whether to stay with this and get and see the moment they pull her out, or we need to.
Man, I'm gonna get
move
pizza
on to
after
other
this.
news. Here comes some more officers.
I should. Are you still with me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, we're getting some more information from our assignment desk. That they are giving the code 4. So the suspect is in custody. They are on the second floor of that apartment building.
Interesting.
But they are calling for an ambulance.
Okay.
So the condition of that suspect is now very much in question. What happened on that second floor, again, very much in question, as the suspect appears to require immediate medical attention. They are waiting
She
for
got
an ambulance
punched.
now.
No, I'm just kidding.
That explains the delay here, but units are now converging on the second floor of that building right there, but they do have confirmation that that pursuit suspect is indeed in custody. They have issued the code 4, just waiting for an ambulance.
Right. So some unanswered questions. Maybe she penetrated somebody's apartment, but we'll find out as we wait there. And I think what we're going to do is move on to another other part of the newscast.
No.
We'll go back to you as you have more information for us. So thanks a lot. We'll check back with you in just a moment. Other news at one.
All right, I guess that's it. I gotta go.
People in the ketamine death of actor Matthew Perry. We're learning more about the defendants.
Matthew
On the
Perry.
left, Jasmine Sangha, known as the Ketamine Queen, and Dr.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was her. You know, reporters, they lie sometimes, but
they have both pleaded not guilty. The other 3
I guess she got
defendants
punched or
have all
something.
entered a plea
Yeah.
deal with prosecutors, and we have full team coverage on this developing
Matthew
story.
Perry.
This news reporter Monica de Anda has an in-depth look at Dr. Salvador Plasencia. He admitted to repeatedly injecting Matthew Perry with ketamine without medical training.
It turns out, despite the criminal charges, he can still legally practice medicine. And tonight, we're hearing from some of his former patients. But
All right, I gotta go, so, just gotta do something,
The so-called ketamine queen.
Her name is Jasmine Sangha.
Anyways, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Jersey Girl. All right, you too. Blessings. Who else? Shovelhead, Jeepers, WTF, and somebody else. All right, bye. Bye.
Federal prosecutors have charged